Most people eat sushi like this. They dip the rice straight into the soy sauce, soaking it completely. But in Japan, this is actually one of the biggest sushi mistakes you can make. Because sushi was designed to be eaten in a very specific way, and once you understand these small details, sushi tastes completely different. So if you love sushi, here are the mistakes most people make, and the right way to eat it. To understand the right way to eat sushi, you first have to understand something important. Sushi isn't just food. Every single piece is carefully designed by the chef. The temperature of the rice, the cut of the fish, the amount of wasabi. Everything is balanced to create one perfect bite. In Japan, sushi chefs spend years learning how to control these tiny details, because when sushi is prepared correctly, the flavor is meant to unfold in a very specific way. But when we eat sushi the wrong way, that balance disappears, and many people don't even realize they're doing it. So before we look at the mistakes people make, let's start with one of the most common ones: soy sauce. One of the biggest mistakes people make when eating sushi happens right here: soy sauce. Most people dip the rice side of the sushi straight into the soy sauce, but the problem is, the rice absorbs the soy sauce immediately. Instead of enhancing the flavor of the fish, the soy sauce completely overpowers it. Sushi chefs actually design each piece so the balance between the rice and the fish is perfect. So when too much soy sauce soaks into the rice, that balance is lost. The correct way is much simpler. Turn the sushi slightly, and lightly dip the fish side into the soy sauce instead. This way the flavor touches the fish first, exactly the way the chef intended. And suddenly, the taste of the sushi becomes much more delicate and balanced. Another common sushi habit is mixing wasabi directly into the soy sauce. You've probably seen people do it in restaurants, but traditionally, sushi chefs actually avoid this completely. That's because when wasabi is dissolved into soy sauce, it loses much of its aroma and sharp flavor. Instead of enhancing the fish, the wasabi simply disappears into the sauce. In traditional sushi, the chef usually places the exact amount of wasabi between the fish and the rice. That balance is carefully chosen so the heat of the wasabi lifts the flavor of the fish without overpowering it. But if you want a little more wasabi, the better way is simple. Add a small amount directly onto the fish before eating it. This keeps the aroma strong and allows the flavor to blend naturally with the sushi. Most people believe sushi should always be eaten with chopsticks, but the truth might surprise you. Traditionally, sushi was actually meant to be eaten with your hands. In fact, when sushi first became popular in Japan during the Edo period, it was considered a type of fast street food, something people would quickly pick up and eat by hand. And even today, many high-end sushi chefs still expect customers to eat sushi this way. Using your hands allows you to control the sushi more gently, keeping the rice and fish perfectly balanced. Of course, using chopsticks is also completely acceptable, but when eating sushi by hand, there's one important detail. Hold the sushi lightly with your thumb and fingers. Then turn it slightly so the fish touches your tongue first. That small detail helps you experience the flavor exactly the way the chef designed it. Another mistake many people make is breaking the sushi apart before eating it. Sometimes people separate the fish from the rice. Others take several small bites instead of eating it whole, but sushi is actually designed to be eaten in one bite. Each piece is carefully balanced by the chef. The amount of rice, the thickness of the fish, and even the temperature are all chosen to work together in a single mouthful. When the sushi is broken apart, that balance disappears. The flavors no longer arrive together. Instead of experiencing the harmony of the fish and rice, you taste them separately. Of course, if a piece is too large, it's perfectly fine to eat it in the way that feels comfortable. But whenever possible, sushi is meant to be enjoyed as one complete bite. That's when the texture, temperature, and flavor all come together exactly as the chef intended. One detail many people never notice is the order in which sushi is served. At a traditional sushi restaurant, the chef doesn't place the pieces randomly. They carefully arrange them to guide the way the flavors are experienced. Usually, the meal begins with lighter, more delicate fish. For example, whitefish with subtle flavor. Then the taste gradually becomes richer, moving to oily fish, tuna, and more intense toppings. This progression allows your palate to experience each flavor clearly, without stronger fish overpowering the lighter ones. But when sushi is eaten in a completely random order, that balance disappears. A rich piece can overwhelm your taste buds before you've even tasted the more delicate flavors. That's why many sushi chefs recommend eating sushi in the order it's served. It's a simple detail, but it completely changes the experience. At first, sushi etiquette can seem like a list of complicated rules, but the real purpose isn't about strict manners. It's about understanding the craftsmanship behind each piece of sushi. Every detail, from the temperature of the rice, to the cut of the fish, to the balance of wasabi and soy sauce, is carefully considered by the chef. A single piece of sushi may look simple, but in reality, it represents years of training, precision, and respect for ingredients. When you understand these small details, something interesting happens. You stop thinking of sushi as just food, and start experiencing it the way the chef intended, not just as a meal, but as a carefully designed moment of flavor.